Becky Lynch is once again up to a lot on Raw, so we'll see everything that's going on with her. We'll also check out what's new with Rey Mysterio, The Rock, and much more. Let's start things off with a brief update for Michael Cole. It was a big shocker to see that Michael Cole was absent from the WWE commentating booth this week on Raw. It's a very well-known stat that Michael Cole has only missed 2 shows in his 26 years with the company. So to see that Michael Cole missed a show, that naturally caught a lot of headlines and attention. But according to Fightful, this was time off that Michael Cole requested due to a prior obligation. So everything else with him is fine, and he's expected back once that's over. WWE is continuing to hype up the WWE debut for Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill has been making regular backstage appearances on WWE television ever since the Fastlane event, and she had some pretty hefty encounters during her brief backstage cameos. Jade Cargill has now ran into Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Adam Pearce, Charlotte Flair, and Becky Lynch. Like a lot of fans and even superstars have been saying on social media, Jade Cargill is getting treated like an absolute superstar so far in her backstage usage. And you can already tell what WWE thinks of Jade and the expectations they have for her, telling by the way that she's already interacted with Charlotte and Becky, 2 of the biggest stars in the current women's division. So, Jade Cargill has made visits to all 3 brands and spoke with all the general managers and higher-ups. WWE is building the story up as if Jade Cargill is a free agent that can make the choice and decision about what brand she will bring her talents to. And now that she's visited each brand and been backstage multiple times, everyone's expecting a decision to be coming up real soon for her. And even with that encounter with Becky Lynch on Raw, Jade Cargill did point at the NXT Women's title before Becky told her to get in line. So maybe that could be the plan as well. Tease Jade Cargill to the main roster audience, and then have her dethrone Becky Lynch and keep her on NXT to bring all those viewers to NXT. So we'll have to see what ends up happening there, but it definitely seems like Jade Cargill is extremely close to decision time, and time for her official WWE debut in the ring. Sports Illustrated recently dropped a major report on The Rock's WrestleMania status and other rumored plans for the show. After The Rock returned to WWE in September, and especially with how he was talking about how the match with Roman Reigns was set for WrestleMania 39, fans started to wonder if The Rock versus Roman Reigns had any realistic shot at happening at WrestleMania 40. The Rock has missed the last few opportunities to face Roman Reigns due to him not being in proper ring shape and due to his prior commitments. But with the ongoing strike and WrestleMania still being several months away, fans had big expectations that we're being optimistic about this match still having a chance to take place at WrestleMania 40. Well, according to this new report, The Rock isn't scheduled to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 at all. They claim that the WrestleMania 40 Night 2 main event still belongs to Cody Rhodes. And this does appear to be true because WWE already teased that rematch between Roman and Cody during the SmackDown season premiere. The report goes on to say that LA Knight appears to be the only real threat of taking that WrestleMania Night 2 main event spot away from Cody Rhodes, but how LA Knight would need to go on a run and have a crazy movement behind him like Becky Lynch in 2019 or Daniel Bryan in 2014 in order to get involved in that WrestleMania spot. If he gets that kind of movement and momentum behind him, then he appears to be the only one that could get in the way of Roman and Cody's rematch. But if that doesn't happen, then LA Knight will be used as a building block and a filler feud to get Roman to WrestleMania 40 in April. Speaking of teasing and building up for WrestleMania 40, the October 16th edition of Raw featured a few small and brief moments that could end up having so much weight to it when it's all said and done. While Becky Lynch was walking backstage with her NXT Women's title, she turned around, bumped into the Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. The two of them stared at each other for a few moments, and then they didn't say a word to each other before Rhea walked away. So not a single word truly exchanged there in that moment, but fans think it's WWE's way of teasing a major showdown between the two of them. Becky has said in a recent interview that she wouldn't mind facing Rhea Ripley in a title-for-title match at WrestleMania. Rhea and Becky's other recent encounter came before the Money in the Bank, where Rhea told Becky not even to think about cashing in on her if Becky won the contract. So maybe Becky Lynch won't have her NXT title by the time WrestleMania 40 rolls around. But a lot of fans are wondering if we'll see Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World title at that event. During a recent interview with The Breakfast Club, Ric Flair touched on several big topics from his career and life. One of the topics they discussed was social media. Ric Flair was asked about how a younger version of himself would have reacted and used social media if it was around way back in the day during his prime. Ric Flair responded by saying that the younger version of himself would be in jail, and how they would be doing the interview from his jail cell. Ric Flair also praised his daughter Charlotte Flair and her recent work, and said that Jade Cargill doesn't want to mess with Charlotte. Rey Mysterio was back in headlines this week after talking about a dream match scenario that he still wants. Rey revealed that he wants to face Dominik again, but with much higher stakes being on the line. Rey Mysterio wants a mask versus hair match with Dominik Mysterio. This is something that Rey has been talking about in the past, but he's once again bringing it up because he still wants it to happen. Rey obviously doesn't picture himself losing this match, so he thinks that fans will love it because it will end with Rey shaving Dominik Mysterio's head fully bald. So if Rey Mysterio and Dominik ever cross paths again, this would be a very interesting stipulation to add to the match. As far as things go with Rey Mysterio in current day WWE, he's gearing up to take on Logan Paul potentially at Crown Jewel. So that should be another interesting matchup. There's once again another interesting development with a series of CM Punk related teases, references, and hints that's been going on in WWE. It was a big moment when Nakamura hit that GTS a few weeks ago on Raw, since it's obviously a reference to CM Punk. Well, to make matters even more interesting, WWE clipped that brief moment of the GTS and posted it across their social media platforms. The caption of the video even called the move the GTS, and they even used the eyes emoji. And spotted in the comment section of that post was USA Network's official account that posted the comment of "Best in the World." So that interaction and post there really started up a lot of fan conversations. A lot of the recent reports have been dismissing all rumors of CM Punk's return, saying that they're not even in talks and how it's not happening. But yet, for some strange reason, WWE continues to go out of their way to reference CM Punk in every way they can. So fans don't know what to believe right now, but the teasers and references are continuing to pour in. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.